This episode is brought to you by Skillshare.
Yeah, head on over to Skillshare/Rogue2.
skl.sh/Rogue2.
I'm gonna get it right. But the first 500 people get 2 months free. And now I just want to know real quick, how dangerous is baby oil? What is the flash point of baby oil?
Okay, I found this on the web.
Making improvised candles.
All right, Murphy, what are we doing?
Prison candles.
Now, it doesn't just have to be a prison candle. This could be a improvisational emergency candle.
Yeah, sure. Like the power's out, you need some light. You don't have a flashlight or a phone.
Did you notice, like, when we were kids, it was not unusual to have the power go out. The power went out, and it was like, it'll be an all-night thing. It'll be on in the morning again. Now it's like the power goes out for what, like 4 seconds, and then it's suddenly back?
Where did you live?
You never had the power go out?
No.
We used to have candles for when the power went out. We'd light candles and all this stuff, but nowadays I don't even have candles anywhere in my house.
Well, if you don't, you can make one with like a yogurt cup, some sort of container, your wick, and some baby oil.
Okay, so the idea is simple. The baby oil is gonna be the fuel. The wick is gonna use capillary action to draw it all the way up.
Exactly.
And then it's actually the baby oil burning, not the wick itself.
Yeah, and
Do we have the ability to cause fire?
See, I don't even know if this is an appropriate wick.
I bet it is, because you can get pretty creative with the wicks. In this case, you can see that the material is actually burning, it's turning to ash, and once that's burned, it's gonna be totally done. And you can see all this stuff is all dead, right? It's all is spent fuel. Whereas, here, we'll just dip it.
And it's that capillary action that is the most important thing to learn about building this candle.
That's right. Here's the other thing, is that baby oil, I'm gonna guess that if we held a flame directly to it, it wouldn't immediately start burning, because we learned about flash points when we talked about alcohol burning.
Yeah, I don't know what the flash point of baby oil is. It is, of course, flammable, but...
Correct, but look at the difference when this burns soaked in baby oil. You can see it's the baby oil burning and not the wick itself. And so the idea is if the baby oil continues to rise up there, you'll be perfectly good. Now you could get super creative with your wicking. Describe for me how you want to set all this up.
Okay, well, I'm thinking we just fill this up with baby oil, close this, poke a hole in the top of the foil lid, and then thread the wick through there.
I think that would work. The only thing that makes me nervous is if this gets hot enough. Remember when we were trying to use hot oil to cut that glass, eventually the oil all got hot enough that it was just burning.
That it'll combust.
That's what you want to avoid. So I would say maybe we'll add the extra layer if we'll fill it up maybe halfway, close it, and then seal it on the sides.
Okay.
So that there's only that one.
With some tape or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go ahead and put just a decent reservoir of baby oil. Not enough to make it dangerous, but enough to go for maybe overnight.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll just tape this up.
Okay, good.
And then
how long do you think the wick should be?
I think it should maybe coil down in there.
Yeah, because it's got to soak up the baby oil pretty well.
Yeah.
And then just poke a little hole for it right there in the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dip 1/2 down. I'm gonna dip everything as deep as I can.
Do you want to let it?
I definitely just got it everywhere. Well, here's what I'm imagining, is you want it kind of saturated with that baby oil. There we go. You see there's that line, it's dark, 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 and then it's dry. So we'll cut it off all the dry parts. So if we did this right, then I guess you can determine the amount of the flame by how much the wick is exposed. Right now, it's saturated with the baby oil, the mineral oil, and it's down in the reservoir of mineral oil. Whoops.
Careful. Maybe a lighter would be better?
Yeah, well, or this. That's not bad. And because this is foil on there, it's not gonna go down beyond that point. You will burn off some of the top of that wick. Do you want to adjust the mood lighting?
Do we need?
See how it looks in the dark?
I think maybe we should.
Okay, so now it's burned. This is the part that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
I don't think that heat is gonna pierce through that foil. I think that there's not a good fuel-air mixture, and I think it's pretty clear
that it's just going to go out.
No, I mean I think at this point it really is burning the mineral oil, and the question is whether or not it's got enough capillary action to run up.
It might be the wrong type of string.
No, I think what we have is going to work and keep working. I don't think it's going to go out. I think it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. because I made some weird candles.
Yeah?
You remember on the TV show, we made a candle using anchovy oil.
Oh, sardines.
Sardines, yeah. And then stuck in a piece of twine, and I mean, it stunk. The whole house stunk of fish. Not as bad as when I made a bacon candle. I cooked a whole bunch of bacon. I took all the bacon grease, I poured it in to let it congeal. I just took a big old piece of rope, stuck it in the middle of the bacon, lit it, and I had a bacon candle. And it smelled pretty good for like the first 2 minutes.
And then?
And then I was like, I've had enough bacon. And it was just in my life all over the house.
So how would we get a bigger flame out of this?
You would need a bigger wick, and I think it would help if the longer the capillary action has to go, the more challenging it'd be. For example, imagine the wick is this long and the oil's only down here.
Yeah.
Because we only have it half filled with oil, it's having to travel up an awful lot of that twine. So if we wanted a bigger flame, let's try adding more fuel closer to the top.
Okay.
All right, but the fact that it hasn't gone out tells me that
That's a success. That's proof of concept right there.
Here, let's see if we can get a bigger one. So as we open it, like the wick that was up top was burning with the oxygen and the fuel, but look how far down that had to travel to get up there. So if we fill this all the way up, I'm less concerned about it suddenly combusting now than I've actually seen it.
How much do you think? All the way?
Yeah. And of course, if we wanted to know, we could look up the material safety data sheet on baby oil to see what the flash point is. I think that's enough. Yeah, now it should be able to just swing right on up there.
Oh, it's oily. Yeah, the tape is... I don't know that the tape really matters so much now. Right?
Well, yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so now everything's the same. The only thing different is that the oil's much higher, the capillary action goes a lot shorter, and I'm sure at the very beginning we're gonna see a big flame, but then it's gonna burn down the top part of that wick. So at first it's gonna be really, really big as it climbs all the way down. And then the top part of the wick should burn off because it's burning the wick and not the fuel. And then you'll get that equilibrium where it's only burning the fuel but not the wick.
But you still are going to have to, every now and then, pull a little bit of your wick out.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
Well, there's different ways to get capillary action, and some of them involve wicks that don't burn. I don't know if it's Kevlar or fiberglass or something, but there are fire-eating torches that use that stuff.
Oh, really?
That stand up, yeah, and in fact, just remember, it's not the wick burning, it's the fuel.
Well, I was thinking that the wick would still slowly take damage, right?
Well, the reason the wick takes damage on a regular candle is because the fuel source is moving down. So as it burns, it keeps following it down to the fuel source, so the top part is not burning the fuel.
But in this case, the fuel source is moving up.
Correct. Think about like a kerosene lantern, right? Kerosene, you notice that those wicks last a very, very long time because it's always the fuel burning and not the wick.
Right.
Man, I'm giving this one 1,000 out of 100. This is 10 times better and easier than I dared thought.
Much success. Yeah, this is way simpler than I anticipated. And it's giving off maybe a little bit more smoke than a regular candle, but not much more.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think I would hesitate to
use that inside, like in a house.
I mean, maybe not all day, every day.
Yeah.
It says here, flammability of the product may be combustible at high temperature. Flash points, closed cup is 170 degrees Celsius, 335 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So that makes me feel good, because remember, it's burning at just under 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So what happens is the capillary action comes up. As it gets closer to the flame, the fuel heats up to that 335 degrees Fahrenheit, then it hits the flash point, and then it ignites. So all that down there, I guarantee you, once we blow this out, you'll be able to stick your finger right in there.
And it's
nothing
fine.
else. Yeah. Man, that's a significant amount of light. That's enough to read by.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted to get fancy, I would probably put it in some kind of bucket or jar or something.
Yeah?
Yeah, to keep it from spilling everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Again, think about an old kerosene lamp. They always had the glass on the side to keep this from igniting anything around it.
Oh,
the fact that we have kind of a bare flame is a bit of a
bit of a hazard.
Yeah. That's good. That looks great. Boy, this is another good one.
Yeah, big success.
I'm not accustomed to this much success.
I know, and it being very, very easy and fast.
You had to say it.
I
had to say it.
You like learning?
Yeah, but what I don't like is filtering through a bunch of hot garbage looking for the good stuff. Have you noticed, stop me if you've heard this before, YouTube, not universally good tutorials. Not universally helpful.
I know all of ours are pretty airtight. Wait, where'd it go?
There's nothing in there.
So
okay,
I'm assuming everyone's like that.
I'm gonna put our show in the mix. Like, if you actually want to learn stuff, we're part of the problem.
You can get some stuff out of there.
The solution, though, is our friends over at Skillshare. Skillshare is a curated community of people at the top of their game, storytellers like Soledad O'Brien, Young Guru teaching audio mixing, freaking MailChimp teaching how to best use MailChimp. My guess is they know a thing about that.
Yeah, and that can be a little bit inscrutable. All of these things are curated and made by people who really know their stuff. And so you're not getting something that's like shot on like an iPhone 3. It's all quality information.
Quality production, but more importantly, the quality information, man. If you just I just want to know from the real people who do the real thing, then go to Skillshare.com, skl.sh/rogue2, and the first 500 people who sign up are gonna get 2 months free, less than $10 a month if you do a yearly plan. Just sign up right now.
Stop sorting through the mountain of garbage.
Yeah, man, stop looking at two guys who don't know anything talking on the internet. This isn't going the way I expected it to.
Don't listen to us. Except for about this.
Except for this. Yeah, this part.
This part we're legit. Too legit to quit. Go to Skillshare.